So I'm just going to tell you right now, session 1 didn't get that junk. Session 2 didn't get that junk. Only session 3 got that junk right there, all right? So clap your hands. I speak in schools all around the world, and like I said earlier, Green Hope is a school I've spoken in more than any other school. This year, 2016, marks my 30th year of speaking in public schools around the world. I've been doing it for 30 years. Cool. Now, today and every time, I always come with one thing, and I'm going to break it down for you, okay? So you got to ask your neighbor a question. You got to everybody touch your neighbor and say, I got to ask you. Come on, touch your other neighbor and say, I got to ask you. Everybody look back and say, hey, Odell Beckham Jr., I got to ask you something, all right? All right. Just had to do it just one time, all right? So here it is. Here's the question. Now, if you're an English teacher, don't get mad at me because this is not right. This is not right. This is not proper English. I know, but a brother got to do what a brother got to do. It sounds better if I just say it black, all right? So here it is. Here it is. Look at your neighbor and say, I got a question. Say this. What you tied to? Come on, look at the person on the other side and say, hey, what you tied to? Hey, anybody like movies? Who likes movies? Who loves movies? Just love movie. Love movie. Everything I do, every time I speak, it's cool. When I play saxophone, when I crack jokes, I'm entertaining everybody. But when I speak, I'm talking to somebody. So I got one simple thing. I'm going to paint a picture. It's kind of be like a movie, and I just want you to get this. So it starts out, and it goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a man and there was a woman. Their love was so strong, nothing could ever come between them. When they got married, they said it's forever and ever and ever. But after 5 years, he thought it was fine. But she said, I'm done. One night, as he slept, she leaned over and she looked at him, and the next thing she did was she killed him. I can't do it. Look at me. If you, bro, all the brothers, be careful who you date. She could kill you. I can't do it. I can't do it. Look at me. Look, wait, I gotta stop. Look, if you're a girl, listen, if there's a boy who wants to take you out, and if he uses any kind of social media to ask you out, like if he does a little snappity chat to you or something like that, it throws out a little monster, Facebook, little Instagram up in there, okay? Look, anyway, if he asks you out in any of those social media outlets, you know what you need to do? Show him the dough. Show that little brother the dough. Go ahead, girls, clap. Go. If you're a real man, you can clap too. Why you looking at me like that, bro? Don't look at me like that. I ain't playing. You are one step in a belly flop from eternity on the second row. He looking at me like, what am I supposed to do? Let me tell you what you do. I ain't going to say, okay, look, bro, all the boys, listen to me. Let me give you the steps on going out on a real date with a real woman, all right? Number 1, first thing you must do is take a shower and use soap. Use soap. Smell like yesterday cheeseburger. Use soap. And when you get done showering, here's what you got to do. You got to pull up your pants and say no to crack. Put a belt on that thing, all right? Then you come to school. That's cool. You can do it anywhere. You can be at school. You can be in the cafeteria. You can be in an auditorium. You can be in class. Whatever you got to do, you got to get some man up in you. Walk across the room. Look her in the eye and drop something like this. Just say, girl. Just one date. If you let me be seen with you in public, I could die a happy man. Just one day. Just let me. I'll go wherever you want to go. I just want you to know you the most beautiful. Just one date, please. Just one. Clap your hands if you know I'm right. I know I'm right. And last, before I go back in my story, if you have to ask your mama for money, that ain't a date. Get a job. She killed him. He dead. Dead. But guess what? She didn't get away. They caught that girl, put her in jail, prison for life, no parole. She gone. But check this out. One night, it was 11:59 p.m. She heard the church bells ringing. There was a window right above her bed. So she reached up and grabbed the bars, pulled herself up. When she looked out of the window in the courtyard of the prison, she saw one light. Under the light was a casket. The caretaker, the maintenance man from the prison, was hammering the lid of the casket shut. The doors opened to freedom. 4 men walked in, got on either side of the casket. They picked it up and they carried it out of the prison. They lowered it in a grave on the outside walls and they buried it. The woman simply said this: I know what I'll do. The next day, she went outside 1 hour every day just to walk around. But on this day, when she got outside, she walked up to the caretaker and said, hey. And he said, huh? And she said, I've been watching you. And he said, bro, look at me, man. If you date a girl in jail, I ain't judging. But do me one favor, bro. Just ask her, why are you in jail? Somebody look at your neighbor and say, all right, all right, all right. Bro, just ask her. And if she says, I killed my husband, run away. Everybody say 1 week. Say 3 months. It was 8 months later when it happened. Every day for 1 hour, they'd walk in the courtyard. Every day for 1 hour, he would try to hold her hand. And she would go, can't get caught. Every day for 1 hour, for all those months. Finally, she said, I really think I'm in love with you. And he's like, I love you too. And she said, we could be together forever, but I need something. She goes, could you steal a screwdriver for me? And he did. He ain't supposed to give nobody in prison a screwdriver. They made it say, shank you. I'm just saying, okay? Then she came back and she goes, I need rope, just rope. Can you find me rope? And he did it. He did it. Then she said, matches. You got some matches? You got matches? I got matches. He gave her everything. And then it was time. She looked at him and she said, if I get out of here, we could be together. He said, but you're in for life. She goes, shh, there's a way. She said, the next time someone dies, the light above the casket, just turn it out. Walk away for 10 minutes. Come back and hammer the lid shut. Let your friends come. Let them carry the casket out. Let them bury the casket. And after they walk away, run and get a shovel. Come and dig up the casket. Open the lid and I'll be in there. And we can run away together, and we'll be together forever. 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 Get the echo. Forever. Hey, bro, if you date a girl who's willing to get in a casket with the dead body, she ain't worth it, bro. I'm just trying to help you, all right? Okay, look at Reggie. This is hard for me to do. Do you know why? Because I don't like scary movies. Anybody ever seen a scary movie? You know what the worst thing about a scary movie is, right? Black people die first. That's why I don't watch scary movies. And look, if you Asian, you next. I'm just saying, all right? So all the Asian people, if we're in a scary movie, get behind me, all right? Because it's going to take a monster a long time to chew this up, and you can get away, all right? Just run. Yeah, mama, run, all right? All right? This ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. It took 9 more months for somebody to die. At 11:59 p.m., the church bell started ringing. She jumped up. She knew that if she looked out the window and that light was on, it was all for nothing. When she pulled herself up and looked out, the courtyard was pitch black. She knew he had done what she asked. She took the screwdriver. She got out of her cell. She got out of her cell block. She went to where she had hid the matches and the rope. She grabbed it. She went over to the casket, moved the lid as quietly as she could, took a deep breath, climbed in the casket, shut the lid over, and she waited. While she waited, she took the rope that she got from the man. She wrapped it slowly underneath the body of the dead person, wrapped it around her, and she tied it as tight as she could to herself. Somebody touch your neighbor and say, what you tied to? Come on, look at your other neighbor and say, hey, what you tied to? Do you know why she did it? Because it's simple. The 4 men carrying the casket, they've done it many times before. So she knew that if something felt weird, they would make him open the lid and it would be all for nothing. She would be caught. So she tied herself to the dead body so that if the body moved, she'd move. If the body tousled, she'd tussle. When all of a sudden she could hear the voices, the hammering of the nail. She could feel the men picking it up. She could feel them walking toward the grave. She could feel them lowering it down into the grave. Then it happened. The dirt started being poured over the top of the casket. She wasn't expecting this. There's little crevices in some coffins, and the dirt was coming in. It almost made her gag. She almost coughed, and she knew if she did, it would be all for nothing. But she held her breath, did everything that she could until the sound of the dirt hitting the coffin slowly faded away. And now there's nothing. If she moved her head the right way, her nose would touch the nose of the dead body and it would flinch her. More and more she waited. She knew she would take a little time, so she started getting curious. So she reached in her pocket and she pulled out the matches that he gave her. And she thought, I wonder who this is. So she struck a match and it didn't light. The second match did not light. The third match, as the entire inside of the coffin lit up. To her shock, she realized the dead body was the caretaker. Let me help you, freshman. The only one that knew she was in that casket was the one that died. The only one who could get a shovel and dig her up was the one that died. The only one that could save this girl was the one that she tied herself to. So ladies and gentlemen, for some of you as seniors, I simply came to ask you a question. What you tied to? Now let me explain it. Hey, anybody ever do something you wish you hadn't done? Anybody ever go somewhere you wish you hadn't gone? Anybody ever have something happen you wish you could change but you can't? Has anyone in this room ever gone to bed and thought to yourself, if I knew this morning what would happen today, I'd have stayed in bed? Has anyone ever had a friend say, come on man, let's do this, and you wish you had never done it? Have you ever had someone say, just try it once, and you wish you never had? Because one thing does lead to another. Somebody in this room, in a room this big with this many young people, you wish you'd have never tried that drug, didn't you, bro? You wish you never slept with that boy, did you, honey? Should have never took that picture of yourself, should you? Oh, I'm sorry. If this is making you a little uncomfortable, you need to grow up. Because the fact of the matter is this. There are so many people in this room right now who think that your decisions have made you exempt from life. That's where you're wrong. I have an iPhone. If I put a direction in my phone on the map and hit start, that girl on my phone will tell me exactly how to get to where that address is. But if I don't listen to her and do my own thing, do you know what she will say? She will literally start going, recalculating, Take the next U-turn. Take the next U-turn. Take the next, until I either run out of battery or I turn her off. She'll keep saying, take the next U-turn. Take the next U-turn. You're going the wrong way. You moron. You idiot. What's wrong with you? Just turn me off. Throw me out the window. Let a dog pee on me. I don't care. Do you know what I am? I'm that stupid voice, because you know what? Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to make it to the NFL. Everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the woman. But look, some choices we make, Mac and Clinique don't have a makeup that could cover up that scar. So here's what you got to do. Whatever you've tied yourself to, you know if it's killing you. 1 year ago when you saw me, are you better now or worse than you were? And if you're worse, you need to think back to what you tied yourself to. And you know what you need to do now? Be man and woman enough to set yourself free. You got to cut that rope. You got to cut the tie. You got to set yourself free. Do you know why I'm like this? This whole day, all my schools, I always find something that keeps me going. I'm old, y'all. I'm 53. I got an AARP card. I get free popcorn on Tuesday at Wrigley movie theaters. It was the last school I did before this summer break. I will go to, it's like you. It's like coming to Green Hope. I go there a lot, but I don't do every class every year. It's a large, large, large town. So big, here it is. Their schools are so big that they have an entire school with just sixth graders. 1,400 and something sixth graders. Could you imagine being a teacher there? Next school, 1,200 seventh graders. Then, by the time eighth grade comes around, 999 eighth graders. The eighth grade principal is one of my best friends from college. She's awesome. Every time I go there, she picks one student, just a student, and that student will host me. She always makes sure I speak and do her assembly program right before lunch, and I hang out through lunch, and then I go to my next spot. This last May, I go. She called me on Sunday night. I was with her Monday morning, the first period. On Sunday afternoon, when she called my hotel, I said, there's only one person can call a hotel and know where I'm at. I said, how you doing, girl? She goes, I'm good, I'm good. Are you all right? I said, I'm fine. She goes, tomorrow night we'll do dinner with my family. I said, absolutely. She goes, look, I got a kid hosting you. I can't wait. I had lunch with him on Friday. He ate all my spinach salad. He should be pooping green by now. And that's the kind of lady she was. And I went, that's nasty. That's a mental picture I didn't need to have right there, all right? She goes, I can't wait to see you in the morning. I said, all right, get some sleep. I'll be ready in the morning. An hour later, she called my cell phone. When she called my cell phone, she goes, I'm sorry. I need you to come now. Come to the school. I'm in my office. When I got there, there's cops everywhere. And I've been in this situation before. I knew what it was. When I walked in, the chief of police said, she don't want nobody but you and Kevin. So we and Kevin walked in. She's in the middle of her floor, just crying. I said, are you all right? She said, the boy that's hosting you, he took his own life an hour ago. I was one day too late. If you're new, I understand that, okay? Yeah, well, let me explain. I grew up in foster care. My mom gave me away. She slept with a man to get food for my brother and my two sisters and got pregnant. I thank her for giving birth to me, but she said I was a mistake and should have never been. So when I was 8, I found out I was in foster care, and my foster care parents told me the whole truth, that I was a mistake and I should have never been. But they simply said, we love you, we're going to help you. But it still messed up my mind. So from 8 years old to 21 years old, I was highly suicidal. It was at 12 years old, at 3:06 a.m. in the morning, I woke up and thought I didn't want to live anymore. Hey, just to let you know, anybody ever notice the darker it gets outside physically, the darker it gets on the inside? Anybody ever wake up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, think about everything wrong in your life and go, why me? Hello? That's why. Because it's just dark. My door opened when I was 12 at 3:06 a.m. My foster care mom and dad walked in. My foster care dad heard me crying. He's a school janitor with a 3rd grade education. He put his hand on my chest and said, I can't give you my blood, but if you let me, I'll give you my heart. His wife, the teacher, looked at me and said, your mom is one of my students. She gave you to me. That's why you're in our family, and we love you. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here today. What I'm trying to simply say is this. No matter how you feel on this Friday, No matter what the uncertainty is about your weekend coming, don't you give up. I have a lot of friends, and some of them are really, really famous. Probably my most famous friend. He's up in the top 3. He sends me a lot of my music. A lot of my music is his, to be honest with you. And this one he sent, nah, I'm going to do it for you, but I need your help. Everybody point at somebody right beside you and say, don't you give up. Point at yourself and say, I won't give up. Now look at somebody and say, let me love you. Okay, stop. Oh, look, that's nasty. That little boy, little freshman just looked at a senior and said, let me love you. In July, I had the great privilege of meeting a guy just goes by Coach K. In July, he asked me to spend 3 days with USA Basketball. So for 3 days, I was the motivational speaker for these multi-billion-dollar brothers. I do it all the time. I work for the NFL. Y'all know that because I've been here before. The last day I was with them, we talked about trust, because you have to trust. And they're standing in a circle on the jump circle, the basketball court, and I'm watching these billion-dollar dudes. One boy, he looked at another one, he said, I love you, man. Another one got, love you too. And as they started going around a circle, billion-dollar man hugging each other, saying they loved each other. And I'm like going, that'll work. And all I need, Coach K look at me and go, I love you, Reggie. I went, I love you too. Can I have free tickets? And he said, no, get on your plane. Okay, so, no, he didn't. I tell kids that all the time. And I'm going to tell you now, as long as they keep asking me to come to Green Hope, I'll keep coming. Do you know why? I don't need to know your name to know your pain. I don't need to know your home to know your shame. Because somebody loved me, I can love you. So I just simply came to say, love you. Set yourself free. If you hooked up into something killing you, you got to go. You got to change your time. If you got to let people go, let them go so you can be great. And if you're one of those people pulling other people down, you need to change your life. Look, if you're hooked or addicted to any drug, we can find you help. I'm telling you, you don't have to live this way. And you definitely don't have to die this way. You're that important. And if you don't think you're important to anybody, you're that important to me. My name's Reggie. That's our stuff.